Hello. Today I'm going to be talking about students' Seesaw activity journals and how to create an activity on Seesaw. Please log in to the platform to access Seesaw however your school provides you access. My school uses ClassLink and that is what I'm using today. I'm now going to click the application Seesaw. When you first log in, it'll automatically put you into one of your courses. If you would like to see the other courses you have access to, you will click your name in the top left corner and you will see the courses. So if you would like to change the name of one of the courses, because this is what the district or school has already named the course with its technical term, you'll click on the course and you'll click the wrench in the top right corner and you will see class settings. So here I can go and change my class name. You can delete that and adjust the name. You can adjust the grade level. You can add a co-teacher if necessary. You can change the class theme, and you can also change the class icon, which will change the profile picture of the course. I'm not going to adjust anything down here with students as it is how I prefer it to be. So I'm going to click the X, and now I want to go to my course for math. Now, to begin, to give an overview of what the activity or class journals are, is that these are where your students' work is stored after posting an assignment when a teacher has approved the assignment. So here you can see all of your students and you can look at their journals at any time, and students can also view their journals at any time. So I'm going to go and I'm going to click on one of my students' journals. And you will see, so for example, this student has a draft, so he has not submitted the assignment. So these are all drafts for this student. So that means that he can go and look in his journal and see these drafts. However, other students do not have access to his journal. This is just for the student and for the teacher to see. Now, I'm going to go and I want to create an activity. I'm going to go and click the green add button and click assign activity. I'm going to click create new activity. And here is the information to create the activity. So I'm going to type the activity name. My activity is titled How Many Sides? And then I'm going to type instructions for my students. So before I type my instructions, I want to go ahead and add the PDF for my students to do their work. So I'm going to click Add Template for Student Response. So here you can see you can do a photo, you can have a drawing, you can have a video, you can have a link, you can have a note, which that looks like notebook paper if you would like to add a note, or you can upload. And upload is a very common feature because many teachers have files already on their computers, and this allows you to upload those files to still use them instead of having to print them. So I'm going to click upload, select from computer, and here is my file. I'm going to open it. So I see that it has the number 1, so that means that it has uploaded. If I maybe click the wrong file, I could click the X and redo it. Now I'm going to click the green check. So here I see that I have my assignment. So down here at the bottom, these are tools for students or teachers to use to create the assignment. So you have to click the hand if you want to be able to type on the assignment. So this is the pencil, this is the pen, this is the highlighter, this is an airbrush tool, and this is the eraser. So I emphasize for my students to use the highlighting tool a lot because the pen and pencil is thin, and if they color or use a dark color, because students do have access to change the color, then I can't see what their answer was. So I emphasize to use the highlighter. That is a personal choice that I choose to do. Now, so I want to create my assignment. So I teach young readers. So a lot of them need help remembering the directions. So if I wanted to go and I wanted to add instructions to the student and I want to record them, I'm going to click these 3 dots over here and I would click voice. So now this box comes up and it says listen. I can drag the box to the side. I normally put it in a bright color so it's easy to see. And you click it, so you have to have it all selected. And then you're going to click those 3 dots and you will click voice. So once I click voice, it'll say record voice. If I click that, it would record myself. And once it's done recording, it's very important for this step. So you have to click lock and you're going to click lock all. That ensures that students cannot accidentally delete your instructions, because that is common. Students are navigating technology and they accidentally delete things. So I always lock it so they're able to go and listen to my instructions. Now, so I can record the instructions. Students can listen to it at any time. So my assignment is how I want it to be. If I did need to add any other written instructions, you can click T for text box and you can drag it, put it wherever you want. You can change the color. You can also include a picture in the assignment, and you can also record yourself in your screen. So this records your screen rather than just your voice. So I'm going to click the green check. And now I'm going to type my instructions. So my instructions will say, please look at each shape and highlight the number of sides. So I can also record the instructions, and I like to do both. I like to type them and I like to record them. And so I could click add voice instructions. And if I click that microphone, it would record them and students can view it at any time. And I can also click add multimedia instructions or example. I think this is really cool. So if I wanted to include a YouTube video, maybe a song that we listen to a lot for shapes, I can go and click link, and I would paste the YouTube link and it would upload for students. I'm going to get out of there. So you could also upload a picture. Maybe you have an anchor chart or a checklist that you want students to look at, and you want that to be part of the instructions. So that doesn't show on the assignment. It would just be the instructions. You can click upload and you would do the same thing. Select from computer and you would add your anchor chart. So those are the features you can use to have the assignment be completed. And these are teacher notes that would just be for you. So I'm going to click save. And so once you save it, it doesn't assign it. It just uploads to your library. So I'm going to go and I want to click on the assignment. So that is how it looks. That's how it would look to the student. As you can see, I need to still assign the assignment. So I'm going to click assign. You need to select the course. So I would say math, assign to one class. So now I can go and look at the assignment in math. So I'm going to click that. And something that's really cool about Seesaw is that you can click add response and you can be a sample student. So this is what I like to do when I'm explaining the instructions to the students. I model how I would expect them to do it under the sample student. So now this is how it would look like to my students, and I can click view instructions. And the students can look and read the instructions again. If I recorded instructions, they would be found here. If I had an anchor chart or the YouTube video, they would also be found here. So this is important to tell students. So if they mess up or maybe they're not done, they should never click this X, because this will delete their assignment and they will have to start over. So if students are not done, it's important to emphasize that they need to click the button draft. They need to click draft, and that will save their work. And then you can see that my draft is now here. If you would like to go back and view the assignment again, you'll go back to activities and you can see the assignment. So I'm going to show you this previous assignment, and you can see here an example of a video being included in the instructions. So I'm going to click View Instructions. Here you see the written instructions. Here are the recorded ones.
To start the activity, tap your name by hitting the plus sign.
So you can hear, and then students can click this link and it'll direct them to go to the YouTube video. It's not loading right now, so I'm going to go ahead and exit out of it. Hopefully it would work in real time, but as we know, technology sometimes does not work properly. But that is how it would look if there was a video attached to your assignment instructions. Now, so once your students start completing the assignment, you can click here and you can see that when it's grayed out, that means students have not seen the assignment. So you have access to see if students have even opened the instructions or assignment. And you can also see when students have submitted the assignment. So I'm going to go back to a previous assignment to show you what it would look like. So here it says review. So that means that the student is ready for me to go in and look and approve their assignment. I could send it back or I could delete it. So my two options I normally do is approve or send back. And here you'll see that the student has drafted this, so they're not done. The ones that are grayed means that they have not viewed it. So that is how you have access to the students' journals and their activities. And that is how you create an assignment in Seesaw.